Moving on now, former Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who was ousted, has called on the people of Bangladesh to overthrow the interim government led by Muhammad Yunus, claiming it cannot guarantee free and fair election. In her first public address to a gathering in India, Hasina accused Yunus of being a corrupt, power-hungry traitor who had a role in a conspiracy to remove her government. She's urged the nation to rise against this government, grounding her appeal in the spirit of the country's liberation war. The remarks came just weeks before Bangladesh's general election on February 12, which is expected to see the Bangladesh Nationalist Party emerge as the largest one. Hasina also demanded an ironclad guarantee for the safety of religious minorities, women and vulnerable groups, while calling for the United Nations to conduct a truly impartial investigation into the events following her government's fall. I invite Ambassador Sikri to join me back in the discussion here. Ambassador, now of course this is the first public address that Hasina has given while still in exile in India, and in that she's attacked Muhammad Yunus and clearly gone on to blame him for her ouster and the students' uprising that we saw. But contentious here, and crucially here to note that her address is now coming when Bangladesh has entered the period of campaign and Nasha Awami League is not allowed to contest the polls.
I think that Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's address is a very important and significant one. I'll tell you why. Because during that address, she was of course online. She did not appear physically, but she gave this very impassioned plea online, a very strong address, her strongest ever. And she's called for a complete boycott of the polls by the Awami Leaguers. Now, I think that this is a very important moment for Muhammad Yunus and his interim regime to introspect. Because we know that this was a regime change operation. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was not ousted in any spontaneous student uprising. It was not spontaneous, and there were no students either. These were all members of the Jamaat-e-Islami and its youth wing, the Islami Chhatra Shibir. This was a very well-planned, meticulous operation, and we know that there were, Pakistan was the conduit, Jamaat-e-Islami was the person on the institution on the ground in Bangladesh, and behind Pakistan were a number of Western powers. Now, for these Western powers to now turn a blind eye to what Muhammad Yunus had been doing for the last 18 months, I think this is sheer hypocrisy. Because no, there has been no human rights. The attacks, Sheikh Hasina is absolutely right, the attacks on the Hindus, the Buddhists, the Christians, the Sufis, the Ahmadiyyas, and the women. I mean, it is incredible, the kind of, the rape against women. No woman is safe on the streets of Dhaka. And the economy has gone into a tailspin. Nobody has a job. Hundreds and thousands of factories have closed down. Imports are not able to arrange even the cotton yarn import to get their factories going, because Muhammad Yunus has disrupted the trade between India and Bangladesh. He's changed all the, and it's a complete disruption. So I think that Muhammad Yunus is certainly not acting in the interest of the people of Bangladesh. He's only acting in the interest of the Jamaat-e-Islami and the people who are behind the Jamaat-e-Islami, which is Pakistan and the Western powers. Pakistan is trying to re-embed itself in Bangladesh to the pre-1971 days, and this is a great security threat for India as well.
Right.
And the Western powers are completely done. They're coming around saying that, oh, Yunus is doing so well, everything is well in Bangladesh. They know it's not well. They know that by any minimal standards of life and living in a country, the kind of rapes, lynchings, killings, burnings, destroying of property that has happened in Bangladesh in the last 18 months is worse even than the 71 Liberation War. But they're still putting a smile on their faces and saying, oh, we want to go ahead with the elections. But Awami League is only calling for inclusive elections. I think government of India themselves have been saying repeatedly that the elections should be inclusive. So I think the minimum that anybody can do to accept that the election should be inclusive and Awami League should be allowed to participate. The second point I'd like to make is that about the so-called referendum. This is another, shall I say, fraud being perpetrated on the world by Muhammad Yunus and his cohorts in the interim regime. And this referendum is a completely unconstitutional, illegal document. It's been put together by a handful of people, many of them from the West, professors and so on. And they want a complete change in the constitution of Bangladesh. They want to remove the term secular, any such thing. They want really to lay the grounds for a presidential form of government where Muhammad Yunus will be the president. And non-secular Awami Jamaat-e-Islami run government. Now, they try to present this to the people of Bangladesh in a referendum which has about 86 questions to which you have to answer one single yes or no. And nobody has seen the July Charter. It's not been circulated. So I think that this is a complete fraud being perpetrated on the people of Bangladesh. This referendum should not be allowed to take place because it is not within any constitutional imagination. It's a fake document just drawn up by a few people and trying to be foisted on the people of Bangladesh. So this too should be stopped. So I think this is something again that the the Western powers who are turning a blind eye to it must wake up and smell the coffee, but they are not. And this is the main thing because, otherwise in every other part of the world, including in India, you talk about, oh my God, that's human rights, this is human rights, that's suppression, that's oppression, all kinds of, fake allegations are made. But in Bangladesh, where it is actually happening under their watch, because you know that the American ambassador and the British ambassador, the two British High Commissioner, are the two most important people running the show over there.
Yeah.
So absolutely incredible and unbelievable how this should be happening in Bangladesh. The world should get together, stop the elections, stop the referendum, get a caretaker government which is in keeping with the constitution, and hold the elections under the caretaker government with the inclusion of all political parties registered with the Election Commission.
Right, Ambassador, we'd have needed more time for a deeper discussion on this, but thanks very much for your comments for now. And viewers, that's all we have time for.